Let's podcast alongside Joe Giglio. I'm Joe Ovias inside Eford Studios in downtown Raleigh. Thanks to Empire Properties and thanks to Copiers Plus. Check them out online at copiers-plus.com. Print management, document management, get everything you need to the cloud. Save money in the process. It's the summer of savings, Joe. Summer of savings. We gotta gimmick these things up. We're gonna tell you all the ways with our corporate champions you can save money, and it starts with our friends at Copiers Plus
and amazing customer service as well,
as you experienced last week.
Yeah.
If they can help Giglio figure things out, they're going to help you figure things out. Trust me.
If they can handle all of my Wi-Fi bugs and issues, they can handle anything you could throw at them.
Could they have helped the golfers who golfed this Sunday manage some of their issues? Because, woo, buddy.
Apparently, all you needed was a rain delay to get a little reset.
So real talk. I did not realize that the U.S. Open had gone into rain delay. Because I put my phone away, whatever. So I turn on my television. I'm like, oh, yeah, U.S. Open, final round. Let me turn it on. The first image I see is Tiger Woods in red. I went, whoa, wait a minute. What year is it? Did I wake up at the wrong time? What happened? And I didn't, again, I finally saw the widget that said rain delay 2008 U.S. Open, when Tiger sends it to the extra 18 against Rocco Mediate, right? And my first thought was, as I was watching the replay, I cannot really tell the difference. HD is so good that you really cannot tell the difference. Because think about this. If you were to watch something from the 90s before HD, man, you could tell. You could really tell. And other than the graphics, like the scoreboard graphics, the leaderboard graphics, you really could not tell what year it was. And this just further proves something that has been bothering me for the last couple of years. It is harder to distinguish time now because technology has gotten so good that you don't feel like you're, being transported back in time when you watch old sports footage, right? So that was kind of like weird. It threw me off a little bit to start things off. And then, they put the timer up, 20 minutes to go. When they resume play, they're showing folks with the squeegees, making sure everything's dried off and everything else. And then disaster strikes for just about like every golfer, which gets us to the main topic before we even talk about JJ Spawn and a 64-foot putt, which was just incredible. This is the classic tickle the phone lines, get the people going golf topic. When you watch a major, what do you want to see? And this is usually a knock against the U.S. Open, that things are so difficult, it almost makes it unenjoyable. So I present to you the low IQ, the high IQ, and the middle. And the low IQ and the high IQ view things the same way. Golf is best when the course is stupid hard. And you got the bell curve, the median, or the guy who's crying, mad because he understands it better than you. No, it's a battle of technical skill. When the course is artificially hard, it cheapens the sport. So you got the dumb guy, you got the Jedi, both agreeing, both ends of the IQ spectrum. And then that middle really wants to overthink it. You can say I'm the dumb guy, you can say I'm the Jedi guy. I do align with the ends of the spectrum. Give me professional golfers in those settings doing things like Hovland did, where he's going from one end of the bunker rough to the other end of the bunker rough, like I would. I think that's great. I love seeing professionals go, oh, you're just like us. It's like when celebrities, you see them at the grocery store. Oh, they're just like us. And there's really no difference between watching Joe Giglio get mad at, say, Lonnie Poole, and some of the golfers that we saw on Sunday. I think it's great.
Terrell Hatton is my spirit animal. My wife was watching and she goes, why is he so upset? I go, he has the shortest fuse of anyone who plays golf. I was like, he's also my favorite golfer. So, God, I really don't want to hot take this up, but I fear that I have to. So there's two things in play here. Okay. Number one, the name of your course is Oakmont.
Mm-hmm.
Your mascot is a squirrel, and in the insignia is a acorn, because you have all of these wonderful oak trees.
Sure.
So what did they do? They cut down all of the oak trees to make the course more of like what would you typically see for a British Open setup. There are no trees.
Mm-hmm.
There are no water. There is no water. The defense in this particular case is they have tightened the fairways, which is what they do in the U.S. Open. They have grown the rough, which is what they do in the U.S. Open. And the one failure of HD, the one single failure of HD, is they still haven't advanced technology to the point for you to show the actual undulations and how a green is shaped.
That's fair.
Because you look at it and you're like, again, my wife watching the golf, why are they missing all these putts? I don't understand.
To your point, what is it? The 9th hole, Pinehurst number 2?
Yes, as you saw in real life.
I saw in real life. On television,
you're just it
looks like a green. Looks like any other green. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's some undulations, as you say, but what the television does not show you is that thing is literally built like an upside down bowl. And to your point, HD, unless you put graphics on there like a video game, like I'm playing Mario Golf, where they'll put a grid on top of the green so you know what it's going to do. And I know sometimes golf television messes around with that to show you what the greens are actually doing with the grid to show you like a video game, but they don't do it enough to give you a true appreciation of what exactly they're putting, which gets to the JJ Spawn putt.
Oh,
which was incredible.
The last angle they finally showed, you're like standing, you're behind the pin. You're like, well, how does that even get to the hole? So,
dude, insane.
I am mad at Oakmont they need to change their name. They need to change their logo. They need to change their name. You're no longer Oakmont. Now, they have purposely gone out of their way to be the quote unquote most difficult golf course in the world. Mm-hmm. I kind of sort of respect that part of it. I do. Mm-hmm. But I said this multiple times over the weekend, and I'll keep saying it. It's a little bit like a review at work. Okay? It's a little bit like when you get a review at work.
All right, coward.
If you want to point out what I do wrong, that's awesome. Mm-hmm. You want to have a 300-yard par 3? Cool. But at some point, you got to reward me with the scoreable hole. Okay. At some point, you have to point out, man, he is fucking fantastic at deadline. Man, when you give him a project and he does it, he really does it. At some point, you have to put that on the review.
Sure.
You could put on there, it is obdurate when it comes to emails. Cannot find him on certain days in the morning. But you have to put on there, unbelievable on deadline. Has great ideas.
That man can scramble.
That man can scramble like no one else. Okay. So I look at this golf course, number 2 and number 17 were supposed to be the scoreable holes. Now, it worked out for Spawn, hit an unbelievable drive on 17. That was the definition of picture perfect on 17.
Sure.
It is how the USGA set it up. However, you can't just beat people down for the sake of beating people down. Mm-hmm. You have to have more scoreable holes. The people who invented golf and gave you, if they didn't want to change the number on the hole, right? Every hole would be the same.
Yeah.
They would all be par 4s.
Yeah.
The whole point of par 5s is for scoring. Mm-hmm. That was why they made par 5s.
Yeah.
So you would have the ability to gain a shot. The USGA did not get this memo. And
they never do.
Well, in some years they do. In fairness, there were holes at Pinehurst. Now Pinehurst is the perfect setup. Augusta is the perfect setup. There are certain holes at Augusta where, as you said, I want to see them challenged. Mm-hmm. And you realize if you par that hole, you've gained a stroke on the rest of the field.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with having those, but you have to have a couple of the layups. Mm-hmm. And the only thing close to a layup was 17, and that's shortchanging Spawn for how perfect he hit that shot. Because everyone who went for that green with a driver on Sunday missed right into that trap, including Tyrrell Hatton, who you saw be in one trap, and then he hit it. And he didn't get to the trap. He was in the rough.
He was
on one side of the rough, and he hit it to the
okay. I thought it was Hovland. I thought it was Hovland who hit the
Hatton and Hovland are your yin and yang in your bell curve. Like,
I see.
Smiling ass Hove, the young Hove, Hovland, gets bothered by nothing.
Okay.
Hatton is out there like ready to break everything in the world and blame everything in the world. So that's my problem with how they set this course up.
Okay.
There has to be more scoreable holes. You're not smarter than the people who invented golf. Okay. So you have to give these guys a chance to score. Now, the weather working the way that it did, The water, particularly for Sam Burns, the standing water. I have less of an issue with that because everybody was playing in the water.
Playing in that.
It's not like, I saw someone, controversy and was, people just looking for clicks. Oh, was Sam Burns robbed and did JJ Spawn win a controversy? No.
Mm-mm.
JJ Spawn did the one thing that I could never do in a million years on my best day. He not only did he bogeyed 5 of the first 6 holes, which you would think is disaster. But if you go back and think about it, he only bogeyed them.
Right.
There were no doubles.
Yeah, everybody else was melting down.
There were no doubles.
It's all in context.
So
if you're doing the bogeys and everybody else is having doubles and other meltdowns,
or worse,
then you're fine.
Then you know what? And then the rain comes, and he has some kind of mental reset like I've never seen before in my life. Because Joe, I sent it in real time. I'm watching him hit that second shot on the second hole, one of those scoreable holes.
Mm-hmm.
He hit the pin from 90 yards. It rolled 50 yards off the green.
Yeah.
I would have broken my club. I would have hit the cameraman. I would have gone and taken the flag and snapped it like Bo Jackson over my leg. I would have thrown it on the grass, and then I would have left the golf course.
Is that not golf, though?
That's what I would have done.
But what I'm getting at is
he had the ability to mentally reset, come back out. He shoots a 32 on the back when everyone else is just peeing down their leg. And that's where you have to tip your hat to JJ Spawn to have that mental capacity. And again, that perfect drive on 17.
Not just and then your cap. Was it Bobby Mack he's watching?
Yeah.
He puts himself in position.
Bobby Mack, clubhouse leader, was looking basically at a playoff for today.
Looking at a playoff for today. And then if you're watching on YouTube, I've got the clip, and he's just kind of like, all right, cool, I'm watching here. Let's see where this is going. And then all of a sudden he goes, wow. He's in disbelief. Yeah. And he kind of shrugs like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? And this gets to my overall point. You're illustrating the thing that kind of cracks me up about I don't know, maybe I come at it from such a casual perspective that you need this reminder, because last time I checked, golf is not about you versus the other golfer. Sometimes it's you versus you. And if you're,
of course,
and that's part of it, but you versus you, can you handle that struggle? Like you just said, how are you going to react when some stupid shit happens? You just said it, man, I'm doing all this. Okay. Is that going to help you win? No, it's not.
No,
it's not. But in the case of Spawn, he was like, all right.
And that's where I think the rain helped him get a little bit of a reset, because his first birdie, he doesn't birdie a hole until the 12th. And he's sitting here going, I'm 5 over on the day. And then all of a sudden he birdies and he looks up, Joe, gets to the 13th tee box. He's only down by a shot.
Yeah.
Like that's where I think the mental part of it kicked in. Like you say this all the time, like in football games. Wait a second. We just turned the ball over. We had a punt blocked. We gave up a kickoff return, and we're only down 7.
We're good.
We're only down a touchdown.
We're good.
Wait a second. We can win this game.
So add on top of that, apparently Spawn was having a hell of a night before his final round.
Most relatable.
Well, today I was running to CVS in downtown because my daughter had a stomach bug and was vomiting all night long. So I was just like, okay. Like my wife was up at 3 a.m. and she's like, Violet's vomiting, although she can't keep anything down. And so it was kind of a rough start to the morning. I'm not blaming that on my start, but it was just kind of like it fit the mold of what was going on, the chaos. But my daughter always asks me every time Dad goes golfing, she's like, were you the winner today? And I'm just sometimes like, yeah, I was. And then she's like, well, where's my surprise? But so today she's like, you're the winner today. Like she got to see it. Like she didn't have to ask me. So that was a really fun moment.
What a Father's Day story. Get me right in the damn feels.
All I can think about is like Earl Woods would have, had Tiger sleeping in a hyperbaric chamber away from his family. And then, it would have been no excuses. Do your job. All that bullshit. Here's this guy. I know he's won a bunch of money before.
Yeah.
I imagine they were staying somewhere fairly nice, but all I have are visions of going on a vacation to Wilmington where Jackson ate Superman ice cream at the Kilwins, literally did not get past the fountain in downtown Wilmington before he was throwing up all over the place. And if you've never seen someone throw up Superman ice cream, that is quite a treat for all.
Oh, yeah. We all have those moments.
I felt so bad for
You're talking about throwing up. That reminds me of the time when we discovered the hard way that Caleb has a bad reaction to red dyes.
Oh.
After he drank way
Gatorade.
Too much red Gatorade.
Yeah.
Because it was the 2017 ACC championship with Clemson, Miami, because my dad wanted to go.
Oh,
so
football.
for football. We took the whole family, and we were in the suite in the luxury level, the 200 level, essentially, at Bank of America, and you got unlimited big refills. And he was going through a Gatorade phase, and I think he drank like 3 of those giant cups of Gatorade. I think I've told the story before, but it was like a murder scene in the hotel room. I felt bad for who had to clean it up after the fact. But yeah, man, we've all seen that projectile vomiting. In fact, that's why Matt Brown, I just got word from Matt Brown over at Extra Points. He will not be joining us today because he is throwing.
Not good. Not feeling good.
So we will reschedule with Matt Brown going forward. Anyway, so to put a wrap on this, all the things that you just laid out, the kid throwing up, the conditions, all that other kind of stuff. Yeah, man, sometimes you need that in golf. It ain't all sunny day. It ain't all pretty. It's not all azaleas. Sometimes you need to win in the shit. I think I appreciate those situations.
I honestly don't mind the challenge, but at the risk of sounding like the guy in the middle of the bell curve, some of it is performative by the course management, by the USGA.
That's fair.
Some of it is performative.
That's fair.
Like these greens the pins don't need to be set up sometimes in the most difficult of spots. I tell you this all the time. Golf is about what you do within 100 yards. That's where almost all these tournaments are won, within 100 yards. What you do within 100 yards.
Sure.
There was no value being 100 yards out in this tournament because of the way that the greens were set up. And you saw that on 17 to the point where after Hatton sent his into the rough, I was even saying all this guy needs to do is birdie. He should just hit a 200-yard shot and then hit a 100-yard shot into the green. And here comes JJ Spawn just piping a driver right into the middle of the green. And I was like, never mind. That's why he's about to win. And I'm over here, backdooring this thing. But I would just say there is something to having a fairness to the setup. I get it. You could still be the toughest setup.
Yeah.
Right. There's a way to do it. I think Pinehurst finds more of a happy middle. Torrey Pines, as we've seen, there has to be more than one scoring hole on the course. And 17 was the only scoring hole on this course. And I don't, up until the last day of this tournament, Joe, it was very uncompelling. The first 3 days of this tournament were very uncompelling.
I would agree with you on that because it didn't really break through. I had it on, but it didn't really break through in terms of conversation. I think we were still wrapped up in what was going on with the NBA finals, the Stanley Cup finals, which we'll get to here in a second. But sometimes all that lead up, it's for the bros, it's for the people who have wagers, all that kind of stuff. I think ultimately when it comes to a major on a Father's Day, the thing that ultimately what people want is a memorable, compelling story. And JJ Spawn, we got that. And regardless of what you think of the course setup, golf in a major really does come down to storylines sometimes. I mean, there was a reason why they were showing the 2008 replay, given, the knee and what time.
You know why they were playing that.
Why were they playing
the oldest radio axiom there is, man? Sometimes you got to play the hits.
Yeah, Tiger Woods, Sunday Red. Hey, man, it made people feel some type of way. It even made me like, am I 29 again? I feel good. All right.
Housekeeping.
Big thanks to Vana. Now you're old. You don't have time to clean your house, man. You got a bunch of things going on. That's why you got to contact Vana. Hit him up, enovana.com, green cleaning solutions.
If you have mess inside your mansion or trash in your cabana, get it clean with Enovana.
Like I said, we were supposed to talk to Matt Brown today, but he's calling out sick. It's fine. We'll link up with him later in the week and have a good time. Heck, we might even do an extra. At the rate things are going, let's have a meeting here. Actually, while we're at it, where's my meeting?
Let's have a meeting.
I know we don't typically do things on Tuesday, but the way things are setting up, we might have a Tuesday show.
No. We're going to stretch this out.
We're going to stretch it out.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair enough. We'll stretch it out. We'll make sure we're set some of the time.
Where are we? The 18th.
Today is the 16th.
Yep. So but Wednesdays, our brief history of Triangle Good, brought to you by Color Graphic, is going to be the losses by Duke State and Carolina that did not make the top 10. And I'm telling you right now, you're going to be like me rewatching the Oregon State UNC College World Series final and be like, no, they didn't really lose this game. Wait a second, how did they lose this game?
We have a lot of calls for this prompt, and I know this is making people feel some type of way because a lot of the calls are bumping up to 3 minutes, 2.5 minutes. People are going through it.
I got news for you. Like, There are going to be a number of games on this list in the also receiving votes that you're going to be like, what could possibly be in the top 10? Because I'm telling you right now, the Chris Jenkins loss is not in the top 10. And we're going to have that on Wednesday. You're going to be like, how is that not in the top 10?
I already had a call about that.
How is that not in the top 10?
I already had one voicemail that essentially is that call for 3 minutes.
Buddy,
how is it done?
Wednesday's episode is going to be our all-time of radio bits. I'm pantsless thinking about Wednesday's episode.
Goodness. All right, then. So yeah, that'll be Wednesday. We will be live at Longleaf Swine on Thursday, provided StreamYard doesn't shit the bed again. So we will be there on Thursday. I believe they still got. I think they still have OG Light.
They do
at Longleaf Swine. I know some people visit. I think Michael was the most recent example of going to Longleaf over the weekend and getting some OG Light. Ask for it by name because I don't think it's on the menu. You got to ask for it. So just say you want OG Light. They'll be like, "We got you. It's all good." So yeah, we'll be there Thursday, 2:00, just for a general hang. And then we've got a couple of things going on with the Rialto. We're going to talk to Matt Brown about some things, also help promote the Sports Podcast Festival. We're going to talk to Richard Johnson of Split Zone Duo this week as well. All part of the Sports Podcast Festival. Throughout June, they've got a buy one, get one going on right now. So you buy one ticket full price, use the promo code SPF25 at checkout. You will get that second ticket for $30. So I said, it's the summer of savings here on Ovius and Giglio in our corporate champions. So we're going to save you some money when you buy tickets to the Sports Podcast Festival. Week 0, that's August 23rd at the Rialto. So go to therialto.com and make that thing happen. We're going to have, speaking of the summer, all this money that you're saving with all the things that we're giving you, you can use that money to buy swag from us. The pop-up shop is back. The pop-up shop is back. It's partially open right now. There's some things that I need to add, including tank tops. But right now, and I'm also trying to get the redirect working again. For OG398mediashop.com. But right now, I got the direct link. If you look in our YouTube description or the podcast description, you will see the direct link to our Basics shop. Here's what we got going on. We have is the Comfort Colors collection this time. We have the new Ovis and Giglio Triangle Good Pocket Tee. Comfort Colors Pocket Tee in white and black.
This is your homage to a certain fish market.
And Longleaf Swine, who has an homage to that. Trust me, this is not an original idea, but what it is.
Sometimes you got to play the hits.
Sometimes you got to play hits. So you'll see it's got the Dead Conference on the pocket. Dead Conference logo on the pocket in white and black. And then on the back, you have your homage to a certain fish market with the 3 bell towers. Okay. So that's what we got going on for the pop-up shop in terms of shirts. We will also have these available in tank tops.
You know how I like it when people celebrate odd numbered years instead of just like waiting for the 0s and 5s?
Yeah.
I respect that you put those in order of Durham, Raleigh, and Chapel Hill for the sense like everyone always says Raleigh, Durham, Chapel Hill.
Yes.
So you swerve there a little bit. I like that.
Well, there's a reason for that.
I don't want to know the magic behind it. You stay behind the curtain. I'm just saying.
The Drunk Wolf back in white and black.
Okay.
And again, that'll also be
the flag on the cover there.
That'll also be
the back is the wolf.
Now here we go to the hat.
Last time, or was the wolf on the front last time?
We had 2 types of shirts. We had a pocket tee.
Yeah.
That had the wolf on the back.
Yeah.
And then we had just a normal shirt with the wolf on the front. We're just doing Comfort Colors pocket tees this go around. Hats are back.
Perfect.
The trucker hat is back. You can get these right now if you click on the link.
Okay.
Trucker hat is back in a charcoal and black mesh. We've got the red and white mesh. We've got the Carolina blue and white mesh.
That's actually the best one.
And then we've got
remembering from last time,
the black with the charcoal mesh.
Okay.
Those are our options. $30 for these. We keep these very, very low price. We try to keep them as close to cost as possible to pass those savings along to you. So those are the hats. The trucker hats are back. And then truly in the hat vault, once the pop-up shop goes away, these will not be available ever again. It's our homage to a certain golf tournament that takes place in April. It is the
April and the Wyndham and Greensboro.
That's a good point. That's a good point. So we've got the rope golf hat. Now these are ones that you can get in a certain golf course, but with our logos on them.
There we go.
Okay. So these are as close to cost as possible. So these are
Tar Heel one looks pretty good.
So these are $38.25 from Basics. Yes, we've got a Carolina blue with the white. So we got our green and yellow.
Yeah.
the homage. We've got the Carolina blue one, which honestly is the slickest looking one. And then we got a navy. On the screen, it looks kind of black, but trust me, it is a navy with the white robe.
That looks good.
Those are available as well. And again, we'll have the tank tops too. So click on the link. I think you can go ahead and start. I think that the website's active now, so you can get some orders in for the hats and whatnot. But we will have a tank top version of the shirts as well. So be on the lookout for that, black and white. So that's all if you look at the description for YouTube and the podcast, the direct link will be there. Speaking of saving money, like, man, Ovius, I just bought like 5 of these rope hats. Dang, man, you got me. It's fine. Call Matt Davis over at State Farm. InsureGarner.com. 919-779-8277. You can save money on your home and auto to offset all the swag that you just purchased from us. Of course, customer service is key with Matt Davis and the crew over at State Farm. Second to none. They do a fantastic job. So contact them today. Just start the conversation about how you can save money on home and auto at 919-779-8277 or InsureGarner.com. You know, we've been doing t-shirts, pocket tees, all that kind of stuff. But something tells me that if you're trying to golf at a very prestigious golf course, they're not going to let you on in a pocket tee. That's why you got to step it up and you got to go get some Roback, like Gilio's wearing right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the jersey. He's got the jersey on right now. So go to Roback.com. Use that promo code OG20 to save 20% off your order. That's RHOBACK.com. OG20 is the promo code. It goes beyond just the collared golf polos. They have performance tees, which are incredibly comfortable. They have wonderful shorts. In fact, I'm wearing the shorts right now because we're in peak short season right now. Sky's out, thighs out, baby. You can go to go to Roback.com, use that promo code OG20 to save 20% off your order for all these wonderful things. Big thanks to the Butcher's Market. I went to the Butcher's Market this weekend.
Say you got a new favorite, eh?
So I usually try so I've done the normal Butcher's Market signature blend burger patties. Great value. They're fantastic. I've done the Wagyu burgers.
Seems like it might be.
At $40 a pound, that's for a special night.
Okay.
And then, again, I say $40 a pound. I mean, we're talking Wagyu, so you kind of understand what you're dealing with, but you can get those burger patties. I decided to go filet burgers. Those are like $20 a pound.
Okay.
Direct from Jacob. These are the best burgers I've ever had.
Whoa.
Direct from the 14-year-old. These are the best burgers. Buy these again. So there you go. There's your endorsement. Butcher's Market was popping this weekend for Father's Day. I think people have been taking advantage of some of the things. You got your Temptation Tuesdays, obviously. Mm-hmm. I saw the signs for all that kind of stuff. And don't sleep on the fact that they got prepared meals, grab-and-go stuff, and, of course, you can get a sandwich as well. So go to thebutchersmarkets.com. And look, you know, weekend's over. You're running around. You're trying to catch up on a bunch of things. You might not have time to just sit down and enjoy a sandwich. Sometimes you got to get something on the go. That's where Happy and Hail comes in. Check them out. Happy and Hail. Download the app. Use our promo code OG25 to save 25% off your order today. And when you order through the app, it'll be ready for you, ready to go, and you can go about your business.
Let's take a break. Let's take a hockey break. Brought to you by Happy and Hail.
So again, use that promo code OG25 when you use the app, and then you can save one time and email us a screen grab of that. You might be in the running for the black card. So again, big thanks to Happy and Hail for sponsoring us. All right, so we had an incredible ending to the U.S. Open. I'm on the couch. I'm just hanging out. No big deal. What's next? We got the NBA? No. NHL? No. Stanley Cup Finals? No. That was what, Friday?
NBA was Friday. NHL was Saturday.
Okay, so I knew. Yeah, we're not going to get the NHL. Why the NBA was not playing on Father's Day night is beyond me. But I guess they needed to clear the decks for all the Desmond Bain takes, because that was the big news of the day. Now, look, I'm not trying to dismiss this. I'm really not trying to dismiss it. I just thought it was kind of funny that a guy who's good and not an all-star, but good, has been the talk of the day. So the Grizzlies send Desmond Bain to the Magic for Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. Cole Anthony. I forgot about Cole Anthony. Mm-hmm. Still in the league, ladies and gentlemen. And then, of course, the big kicker. 4 first-round picks and a 2029 pick swap a protected top 2. It's a lot of picks. Now, the number 16 in this draft, that's nothing crazy. So let's not get too crazy about it. The 2026 pick is unprotected, but apparently there's a bunch of conditions added to this. And then the Magic's 2028 and 2030 unprotected picks, which again, good assets, but nothing too crazy. The top 2 protected 2029 pick swap. All right, cool. Got all that kind of stuff. The people are looking at this going, well, hold on a second. Like the Lakers got Luka for what? And then this is all happening for a guy like Desmond Bane. If I were to interpret this as a casual NBA fan, this would tell me that the Grizzlies are looking at this from the perspective of let's get as many assets as we can to build around Ja Morant and go from there, especially if Orlando was thirsty for somebody like Desmond Bane. So that's the way I would interpret it. But then again, I'm very, very casual when it comes to this stuff. I don't know how you would interpret it, but that's how I would interpret it.
I look at this as Orlando looking at Indiana going, well, wait a second. What's the difference between us and Indiana?
Fair.
Paolo Banchero has been better than I thought he would be.
He's been a good player
in the NBA.
Yeah, he's been a good player.
He's had some injury issues. He had some injury issues this year. So did Franz Wagner, their other outstanding player, young player. They're looking at this going, now, wait a second. If we had Bane, a shooter, to Banchero and Wagner, why can't we win the East? And I think a big part of that is Jason Tatum's injury as well. Boston's not going to be a dynasty. They're not going to look like the dominant team that they were for the previous 2 years. And now all of a sudden you're in the East going, I got a clean look at this thing.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're Memphis is the guy, they fired their coach a week before the playoffs. Memphis in 2023 was actually really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ja gets suspended. And when Morant got suspended, that's when you saw Desmond Bane be the primary guy for Memphis. They actually, I only know this because he was on my fantasy team. They shut him down. They shut Bane down to tank, and it got him nowhere.
Right.
So he comes back this year. He only averaged 19 points. You're kind of thinking, well, what's the deal with this guy? Listen, he's a shooter. He's a scorer. He's exactly the kind of player who you look at and go, if he's our third best player, we have a chance to win the NBA title.
It totally makes sense. And yes, I think what you're seeing in the finals this go round and a transition to the big, heavy names and these big threes, because we're seeing it kind of play out with Kevin Durant, right? Like Kevin Durant might be a member of the Miami Heat as of this recording. You know what I'm saying? Like
Sure.
At the NBA finals going on, we got these deals taking place. And everything's coming in hot and heavy for Kevin Durant and potentially landing in Miami. And I'm just thinking to myself, I guess the East is so weak, or it continues to be quote unquote weak, even though Indiana's showing you what they're capable of against the West, that here's our chance to really make a move. I guess. I just don't like, how healthy is Kevin Durant going to be?
I would say the same thing about Kevin Durant as I just did about Desmond Bane. If Kevin Durant's your third best player,
fair,
and can shoot, which he can, obviously, then you got yourself a chance. I look at Kevin Durant squarely in his Klay Thompson phase of his life. If you have Kevin Durant on your team and you're in the finals, there's going to be one Kevin Durant game.
You're going to have a game.
Just as there was always one Klay Thompson game.
Yeah.
But he's not a guy you're going to ride to a title at this point.
I'd say the same thing about LeBron James at this point. You're going to have a LeBron James game.
Changing LeBron a little bit.
Well, I mean, at some point, his age is going to catch up to him.
I understand that.
He's been very, very fortunate. Kevin Durant, who gets hurt in warmups.
Kevin Durant was the guy who couldn't bench press at the combine.
Yeah, there is
so
that.
He always had a shelf life. He was not going to make it. Like LeBron is in unbelievable shape and unbelievable condition. I think to your point, you're not going to ask LeBron to carry your team anymore. But he's a pretty good second banana.
Meanwhile, you've got the New York Knicks who are still looking for a coach. Last time I checked.
Right.
Okay.
Still in need of a coach.
Okay. I guess they didn't play that one out.
They
did not see. Did they understand? Did they not read the room? I guess. Anyway.
No, they did read the room. The players are the ones who wanted to get rid of Tibbs.
But now nobody.
I
wants
think
to
people
go
are
there.
confused by that portion of this.
But the exit interviews, for the context here, they make the playoffs. They beat the Celtics. There's partying in the streets, bing bong, all that
second
stuff.
round.
Right. I know. It's fine. I'm not gonna let them enjoy it.
It's fair.
Let them enjoy it.
Celebrate what you can. Smoke them if you got them.
So anyway, I think in reading up on it, the tell was that the players during the exit interviews helped make this decision. The problem now is they can't find a coach. Jim Rome talked to John Calipari about this, and he was asked about the Knicks.
There's a report that the Knicks had a preliminary discussion with you, Cal, about their head coaching vacancy. That's the report.
So set the record straight. How would you characterize the discussion?
Well, first of all, Leon and Wes and I are good friends.
Right.
They have an idea of what they want to do, and they should go do it. Tom Thibodeau and I were friends. Tom and I went back and forth. I would say this: the Nick job is not for everybody. It's just not. It's not just coaching. It's all the other stuff. And you have to walk in knowing that the expectations are what they are. But the other side of it is it's a great job with a hell of a team in a great environment. And if you can make it there, you can make it anywhere.
What is this? Jay-Z and Alicia Keys? Big city? Dreams are made of? Tomato?
He's actually about to get to a salient point, though.
What's the point? Because I just closed out.
I can't remember.
Oh. Well, hold on a second.
Sometimes I send them to you and then they go out of my brain.
Oh, they go out of your brain. Okay. Well, hold it. Let me pause and bring it back up. Okay. All right. I have unpaused. Here is the key portion of Calipari.
And for me, I got stuff to do here. And I'm excited. I hope you and I, you've been interviewing me for years. I hope you look at me and say, man, he's in a great frame of mind. He's ready to go. I'm happy. What we're doing. Hey, let's go. Let's do this.
He's happy. I'm glad that he's happy. Good for Calipari.
I'm totally confused. I don't even know why I said it.
Okay.
There was something in there that I was like, oh, look at him talking about college basketball in a way where I'm like, people always doubt Calipari. And it just,
I think that would be it.
Yeah.
Like the fact that he's like, I got stuff to do, regardless of how it ended at Kentucky. And here I am at Arkansas. Arkansas was not, the season did not go, it was not a tape to tape great season.
They were the Cinderella though.
They kind of were. Yeah. The little old Arkansas in the SEC with John Calipari, people counting them out, suddenly turning things around. But to use this as a jumping off point, there are different things that you got to deal with as an NBA coach and a college coach. And either you're comfortable with one set of bullshit or not. Okay. Right. And I do think that Calipari is probably comfortable with one set of BS he has to deal with. And dealing with the NBA and this, it's kind of like, I think it's the opposite. What the funny thing is, it's actually opposite of what we kind of get the sense of in football, where college football has become such a weird house of cards balancing act with the NIL budgets and the recruiting and the transfer portal and everything else. And I can see where top end coaches, football coaches might say, screw this. I want to go to the NFL, where it's just about football. Like contracts are set. They're professionals. I don't got to worry about parents. I don't got to worry about NIL deals. I don't got to worry about who's going to, I just got
pulling the rug out from you too.
Right. I just got this quarterback. He's really, really good. And oh man, like the NIL deal kind of fell through. Oh my goodness. Like Elliot Cadeau is still doing Fairfield commercials. I was watching this. I was watching the College World Series last night with Coastal Carolina. And Elliot Cadeau shows up in that hotel commercial, still rocking UNC stuff. I'm like, oh,
yeah, they're not going to change the commercial.
They're not going to change. Good bang for your buck if you're UNC, I guess. And I guess the money was paid. Anyway, you bring all these things up. I can see why football coaches might say, screw this. I just want to go to the NFL.
I think the part about that I liked, which again, my bad, I should have highlighted it for you. He was giving us it's a year-to-year proposition.
Aha.
There's always a Joe was right in there somewhere, and how basically his experience in the NBA, he talked about how he got fired, and he talked about, there's a whole different set of circumstances. He's like, but now he's like, that NBA experience actually kind of helped me with what we're going through now in college basketball.
Now, speaking of college basketball, sometimes I'm convinced that, tying back to technology, there's a lot of great things that come with technology.
Yeah.
There's also some unintended consequences. And I feel like for coaches who are just trying to get the cheap pop at a fundraising event, everybody's rolling a camera. Now, to be clear, coaches should know this too. Kind of ties back to, remember Dave Doran was all like, oh, I didn't realize cameras were rolling when I said, we eat pieces of shit like you for breakfast, like yada, yada, yada.
Mark Gottfried at the Freedom of Expression tunnel buying pizza for people. I didn't know.
You know now, man, it's 2025. There's always a camera. You have to assume that kind of stuff, right? So here we are with Will Wade. Will Wade's at some sort of booster event, NCSU agenda pusher. So anyway, this got put into my timeline, and Will Wade's talking to fans. Clearly, this is a money.
We're rallying for money here.
It's the pulled pork circuit. Here we go. Rubber chicken circuit. Here we go. And he says this about Van Allen Lubin.
Vin is Vin somebody. The other school was too young to play him. When he plays 28 plus minutes, he's done that in 23 games. He averages 15 and 8. I don't know why the hell they didn't play him. But we're going to play him, so he's going to average 15 and 8. We're excited about.
Not the kind of pop he was probably expecting, but it's there. I saw what he was trying to do. He's just trying to get something out of people. Now, I would say to Will Wade that the reason why he probably is not getting the response that he thought he was going to get is because most people can't remember where Van Allen Lubin was last year.
Yeah, he's been at 4 different schools.
He's been at 4 different schools,
So,
man.
That's a thing.
But of course, this gets on the internet. It's like, oh, you're rent free, yada yada. I'm like, man, y'all, this is why we can't have nice things. Let the coaches talk their shit.
Yeah.
In that setting, and that's the end of it.
Rally the troops.
Rally troops, sign a check, go home feeling good. That's the intent. Anybody who takes that stuff seriously needs to go outside and touch grass. That's my general attitude with that kind of stuff. Like, I feel no other way about that clip other than, good for Will Wade. Just trying to get that cheap pot, man. Everybody's doing that.
Starting to figure it out.
There's that too. There is that too. What works, what doesn't work.
Play the hits.
Well, talking shit about Carolina is certainly one way that you can play the hits, you know? Big thanks to Miller Lending. You can check them out online at millerlending.com/theOG. That's our landing page. Go there and find out how you can use the equity in your home to consolidate debt. That's the key thing right now. You might find yourself up to your eyeballs in debt. Hi, hello. And that Junior Canes fee ain't going to pay for itself, right? So you put it on your credit card. I'll worry about it later. Next thing you know, it's like, oh, wait a minute, more and more. And the rates are really, really high. So regardless of what you think about what's going on with your house and the interest rates on your mortgage, they're certainly lower than that of your credit cards. So consolidate that debt. Use the equity in your home for that. Maybe you're much more financially responsible than me or Giglio. Totally get it. There's a lot of you out there, but you still want to do something like renovate your home.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
I need a new back door. Working on that.
Well, Miller Lending can help you out with that. So refinance, there's no closing costs involved, meaning that you're not playing this game of buying down a lower rate and then hoping that you're going to break even on it in about 8 years. That rate's going to fluctuate between now and then. So stay flexible. Don't pay closing costs. Use our friends at Miller Lending. You can call them directly at 919-447-3377. Tell them we sent you. Raleigh Wine Shop gift basket is in the running for you to go to close. Speaking of homes, maybe it's beyond a renovation at this point. You need a new home. You want new construction from the ground up. Hometown Realty, there's a lot of it going on right now. You can get that insight, builder incentives, lots, etc., with our friends at Hometown Realty. Contact them today at myhtr.com. So you've refinanced or you're buying a new house. You've used Miller Lending to finance it. Now you got to take that thing to close. Hey, our friends at Whitaker and Hamer can help you out with that as well. WH.lawyer. They're going to help you with your small to medium-sized legal needs. If you're a business, local business that needs to draw up contracts, etc., they can handle that kind of stuff for you. But on a personal level, something as simple as taking your house to close, refinancing, take it to close. Whitaker and Hamer can help you out on that. So give them a call, hit them up on the website, wh.lawyer. Let's say you just bought that house. You're ready. You're excited. You got to christen the house. You know what you do? You put a pint of Two Roosters in the freezer. You celebrate. That's what you do. Go to tworoosters.com. I was at Two Roosters yesterday. Went back for the Death by Chocolate Brownie.
It's almost time.
Yes. It's almost time for our flavor.
Time.
That's in July. But for now, they got the fan favorites that are back. Caleb was mad at me because, I picked up the Death by Chocolate Brownie and the peanut butter mud pie, which I'm a huge fan. That's a huge favorite of mine.
Yeah.
He's kind of mad. The Oreo cookie dough did not get brought home. But I'm like, buddy, you got a car now. You got your license. You can go to Two Roosters and get it yourself.
Yeah, as a regular, their normal flavors, the Oreo is the best.
Yeah. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
And it's all at tworoosters.com. And be on the lookout for our flavor, hitting the two roosters across the triangle in July. I cannot wait. It's going to be fantastic. All right, it's time to play the game. What has Joe Giglio sent me while he's on the toilet? It's my favorite game.
For the record, I'm really never on the toilet when I send you these things.
You're not?
No.
Oh, for some reason I thought you were.
Mm-mm.
Oh, you know what? For the purposes of this segment,
that's fine.
It's all theater of the mind.
Dump while we dump. Yes.
Theater of the mind. Let's see. What do we got here? This is from Facebook. Oh, boy.
This is my current favorite meme.
So checking account, $23.41. Savings account, $172.93. How did you get my financial information, Joe? Disney trip, $6,549.18. Me.
Anyway, we're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway. We're gonna do it anyway.
Yeah. I went and grabbed breakfast. I had breakfast with my mom and dad yesterday. And because my mom wanted to check out this spot in downtown. They don't spend money on us, so it's whatever.
The place, not your parents.
No, my parents.
To be clear,
my parents spend plenty of money on us.
To be clear.
So anyway, gonna do it anyway. That was actually part of the conversation. Was my dad was like, "Oh, when are you gonna go check out the new Epic Universe or go down to Disney?" And of course, Caleb and Jacob were like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Guys, we just went to Disneyland for spring break." Yeah, but I was like, "I'm like, talk to your grandparents, man, because we're broke. Like it's we're done for the year, man. It's over. So if you want to go, if you want to do it, by all means, do the thing. Although I do have to get used to the fact that Caleb could theoretically drive down there himself."
Save some money.
Crash at my brother's.
Yeah.
And then just go ahead and do that. But that hits close to home. All right. Next on the Instagram, we got, why is Jelly Roll so popular?
Oh, you have often posited this aloud, like in passing. Like you're like, why is so-and-so a big deal? And then I just thought this guy encapsulated your energy perfectly.
Okay, so another bit of context here. My brother went to go see Post Malone.
Maybe I'm confusing Post Malone and Jelly Roll. That I think you kind of take both of them in the swoop.
No, so all right. So all right. Let me reset what I think you were referencing here. And my brother got mad at me.
Yeah.
Because he's like, how can you not? That's like the most boomer take you've ever had. I can't tell the difference between Benson Boone and Jelly Roll and all these other guys. Meanwhile, you got Morgan Wallen ripping off Sturgill Simpson. I did not realize Morgan Wallen's album cover is just a straight effing ripoff of Sturgill Simpson's Meta Modern Sounds.
Hey man, like
straight effing rip.
We have logos that are straight ripoffs, so I don't know why
those are homages.
Oh, so this can't be an homage.
That's not an homage. Not an homage.
Okay.
All right.
Well, you're gonna enjoy this. You're really gonna like this.
So now my theory as to why I'm having a hard time distinguishing these things, and I think the Grammys, after a black woman won a country album award, had to break these things up. They're gonna do a traditional country category and a contemporary country category.
Okay, they should have been doing that all along.
Now, again, I'm going to double down with what I said. It is not lost on me that when Beyonce wins a country award, damn, we can't have
there
this
goes the
happen.
neighborhood.
Can't have this happen. So now we gotta break this up. You should have been doing this years ago, to your point.
You're really, 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 really going to like this.
Because this country stuff that y'all listen to is just hip hop with a twang.
You're really, really going to like this.
It's just hip hop with a twang.
You're stepping on the.
All right. So this guy,
you're really going to like this.
This guy, Jelly Roll, who is just, to me, plus size Kid Rock. Let's see what we got.
Why is Jelly Roll so popular? I don't understand. I just watched the whole documentary on Hulu. Watch the true inspiring.
Hold up. I almost spit my coffee out.
I know. I was about to tell you, please don't drink during this.
Because Jelly Roll has a documentary?
Please watch this. You're going to die.
He's got a doc on Hulu?
You're going to love this.
Okay.
Story of Jelly Roll. See how he overcame adversity and became a music icon. What story? What are you talking about? He went to jail for dealing drugs and armed robbery.
He's Kid Rock.
Came out, married an escort, changed from rap music to country music, and now I'm supposed to be inspired. Inspired from what? You're a rapper. You went to jail. When you got out of jail, you switched from rap to country music. That's when you were about to be popular as a rap artist. Is when you come out of jail. You married an escort, and it's like, oh, they have a great marriage now. No, they don't. They don't. She goes on her podcast, says they're in an open marriage, and she comes home all the time from a different guy's house. He's still drinking.
What?
Just keep going.
What? Now that's new. I did not know that. That's new information. But all the stuff about him being a rapper and all that kind of stuff, Post Malone's doing the same thing. It's like, what can I mine right now? I know what it is. Country.
Still does drugs. His music makes no sense. Sharks ain't always in the water. That is exactly where they are. That is the only place you will find them. Completely indigenous to water. You can't make music. You can't pick women. How are you inspiring me?
Probably because there's a lot
indigenous
to water. Do you like Jelly Roll?
He's not in my list of rotation. No.
Okay.
But I'm not like turn it off.
Nah, this is not.
He only prays to God when he needs him or something like that. Is that his song? Okay.
Yeah. So I want to be really, really clear with what I'm saying about situations like Jelly Roll, specifically Jelly Roll, or in the case of Post Malone going country, right?
Exactly. You just got out of jail. That's exactly when you become popular as a rapper.
He's got a point, man. He's got a point.
So good.
So where I will admit my old man energy comes out is when we're treating stuff as though it's new.
Right.
I now know what it feels like when grunge was blowing up, when the generation before ours was like, you understand, they're just doing Led Zeppelin, right? A sludgier version of this. Oh, yeah, okay. Now I see it. That's now becoming me. I'm seeing these guys basically replicate stuff that I saw coming out of the rap rock era. These guys mined rap. When they were done strip mining it, they're like, well, how can I pivot? I know, we're going country. Kid Rock did all of this. The Bull God, folks. I don't even like Kid Rock, but I will respect the fact that he understood the hustle before all y'all. All right, next up, Zolt comedy, baseball versus football. All right, what do we got here?
America was better when baseball was the number one sport. I think it was more chill. There's like 1,000 games, none of it matters. You know, like your team could start 0-20 and still get a chance. You know, we're like, we're still in it. We just got to get a couple games together. You know, but that's not the American sport anymore. It's football, and there's not enough games. All the games matter. Every game, they're like, we got to fire the coach. We gotta fire that guy. I'm gonna go burn his house down right now. But baseball's like, no, that manager's all right. He's figuring it out. We got a couple guys coming in from AAA. We're gonna figure it out. Baseball's so chill. You can go to the game, you zone out for like 4 innings. You wake up, you're holding a hot dog and 2 beers. Everyone starts singing. Oh, we're singing now. We're singing. Baseball's the best, dude. Baseball is the sport we should be all going after, man. It is. It's the sport.
I don't know. I'm watching Boston Red Sox people freak the hell out with the trade that just happened. I don't know, man.
I thought you'd like that one.
That was good. That was very good. All right. I think we have one more.
Tell me it's the Malort one, since they're all the comedy ones right now.
This is from. Oh no!
Oh, this is not one you.
You're getting the flagrant dude in your algo. This mustachioed dude.
This is one that you're going to have to fight through a little bit, but this is summarizing all of the things that you do not like about New York.
Well, I mean, right off the bat, this dude with the mustache.
I get it.
I don't know. I kind of know who this dude is.
I have no idea who he is.
I kind of know who the dude is. I just know he's like stepped in it a couple times because he thinks he's like an edgelord comedian guy.
Oh, okay.
But anyway,
in New York City.
I'm going to put Lucali up there.
First off, who is Mario Carbone?
I don't know. Just watch the
Hold
clip.
on. I need context.
If you watch the clip, it'll get to the part where you're like,
I get it. I just want to know who the hell Mario Carbone is.
He's got to be some sort of chef.
This is the place in New York that people really want to go to.
Or is Mario? Is that Mario C, the DJ?
No, it's not Mario
for the
C.
Beastie Boys.
Get fun on that. No, this guy owns a place called Carbone's, which apparently is very, very hard to get into.
Oh, okay.
I remember there was something. Who was it that ended up going? I guess we'll have to talk to next time we have Bomani on. We'll have to ask him about it because I remember there was something that we were supposed to do, but he had to reschedule it because I got in a Carbone's. I was like, okay, if you say so. All right, so that's this guy. Now I know who this guy is. Got it.
Or my cousin.
Okay, best burger.
Hometown. I'm going to tell Red Hook Tavern.
It's unbelievable. Chinese.
Cafe China, Szechuan, spicy as fuck.
Okay, what about Mexican?
I mean, Cosme is amazing.
Cosme is incredible.
Amazing.
I think they got one of the best desserts in the city.
Oh, the corn?
The corn husk meringue.
That's one of the best dishes in the world.
Indian
food. Indian food. Well, we're about to get Gymkhana from London, which is my favorite Indian food in the world. Have you been to Gymkhana?
You're the whitest person.
Best pizza in New York.
There we go.
Was that the whole clip?
That was the whole clip. It was the Indian guy at the end basically saying you're the one. Basically, to your point, this is a classic New Yorker thing because it's in New York. It clearly is the best, right?
Yeah,
and they're taking variations on these ethnic foods that quote unquote white people go ape shit for, and then the actual ethnic person then goes, not that Italian isn't ethnic, but you get what I'm saying here.
Yeah.
The Indian guy, clearly the Indian guy is making like roasting his ass, going, "Oh, dude, you thought that's good Indian? Nah, F that."
But in one of these clips, obviously not this one, they talk about how New York has actually, they go, you can get better Italian food in New York than you can in actually Italy. And then they were like, it's the same thing for, they gave another one like, like there's better French food in New York than there is like in France. And then it was like, I was like, oh God, OBS's brain is exploding right now.
No, but the end of the clip, the end of the clip is that's probably the way the rest of the clip goes because no.
These guys are sitting here like, no, only in New York can you get better Italian food than actually in Italy.
Never forget Brooklyn barbecues changing the world.
Yep.
No, it's not. Let me pause again to see if I can find the Malort. All right, found it. Here we go. You had emailed it to me. So this is a comedian. What's this guy's name? Che Durena. All right. I guess he's going to be at the Den Theater, wherever that is. I have no idea in September. Go check him out. Let's see what he's got.
Food. What's the big thing in Chicago? Are you guys saying war? Is that what I'm saying? Malort. What's Malort? What's Malort? Oh, it's the booze that you guys make here. Staff, do you guys have Malort here? Yeah? Can I get a shot of Malort on stage? Cheers, Chicago! It's an interesting taste. It tastes like celery dipped in a toilet. Like, what the fuck? Yeah, how do you even make something taste that bad? Oh, yeah, because they're like, well, no one's going to drink that.
That explains a lot.
It kind of does. The Malort popularity is funny. It's so bad that it ends up being your bad, right? Or you just want to play a prank on somebody. It's like speaking of Disney, if you go to Epcot, they have they have the world of Coca-Cola. So they have all the Coca-Cola products from all over the world. There's a British soda called Beverly, which is like licorice. It is disgusting, and it comes out clear. So you don't tell people what they're about to drink, and then you just do it for the reaction. There's any number of reaction videos of people trying Beverly for the first time. But as far as the Malort is concerned, you still have not had Malort, have you?
Mm-mm.
We have the little airplane bottles of Malort here in the studio. What is it going to take for you to do Malort?
I don't think there's a way home.
So
to the
if we get Luke to join us in the studio, will you do Malort shots?
I guess if we all do Malort,
we'll do like a free agency special.
I don't need to do the whole mini bottle,
yes,
do I?
It's the whole shot. Let's go. Let's do it, man.
I'll have to prepare for that one.
You're the same guy who's done freaking. What did you do at Longleaf the other day? Or not the other day?
The Rumple?
The Rumple mints?
Yeah, Rumple's got mint.
Yeah, there's that. There's the Malort, and then there's the Fernet. The Fernet's more
I've had
like,
Fernet.
Fernet's more like that's the bartender's mouthwash.
Yeah. Yeah, Fernet was fine.
Fine.
Wasn't my favorite, but it was fine.
It's really not that good. Anyway. All right, so we got Lucas Studio. We'll do a Canes free agency special. We'll do Malort shots.
Yeah, as long as we have a beer chaser, that's fine.
All right, we'll have OG Light. We'll make it go.
Okay.
Big thanks to Simply Crepes. Check out their locations here in Raleigh. They've got the new location, Oberlin Road, near the Village District. And then you have basically be whisked away to Provence.
I mean, it's better than actually French food.
Yeah, if you think actual Provence is no, you've never been to Lafayette Village.
Mm-hmm.
Just close your eyes, you wake up, and you're like, wow, I'm in France.
They don't have rumchata French toast in France.
They don't. It's so much better than actually going to France. So go to Lafayette Village and check out Simply Crepes. Look, I think people, after 2 years of doing this, understand that we do not miss on our food corporate champions.
Not a thing we do.
Not a thing. So trust us when we tell you that rumchata or the beignets or really even the hash browns.
Oh, the hash browns by themselves, now that I've had them.
Yeah. All fantastic stuff. So head on over to Simply Crepes. They got 2 locations here in the Triangle, Oberlin and in Lafayette Village. Now, you go to Simply Crepes, you eat so much food, you're not going to have any problems taking a nap. Zero.
Except if it's like the middle of the day, like I do. You got to get those blinds, man. The room darkeners.
That's right. If all that food's not helping you out and you realize, it's just too much light. Well, you know what? Bloom & Blinds can make sure you got those blackouts along with any other room accents. You're trying to completely transform the look of your living room, the look of your bedroom. Blinds go a long way. Roman shades, actual blinds, blackout shades, all that kind of stuff. Bloom & Blinds can help you out on that. So call Chris and the crew directly at 919-980-9815 or go to bloomandblinds.com to get your consultation. Trust us when we tell you, Chris and his family are going to do a fantastic job with customer service. They're going to help you out. They're busy, but they're going to make sure that they handle it.
Yeah, maybe you just moved into a house and you don't want to make the mistake that I did and try to hang blinds on 26 different windows.
Yeah, don't do it.
Trust me, do yourself a favor. Check them out, Bloom & Blinds.
Big thanks to our friends at Keller Williams Commercial. TriangleNCCommercial.com. You can call them directly at 919-616-8681. I was actually talking to a buddy of mine who wants to start his own business.
Okay.
It's going to require a space for this. I was like,
perfect.
Well,
here's Brian and Julie's number.
Do I have people for you? The Donnelly team, Brian, Julie, they're going to help you out. Call them directly at 919-616-8681. You need more warehouse space? They got you. You need a retail space? They got you. You want to open up an Indian restaurant that actually will be better than anything you could ever have in New York? Hey, hit them up. They'll find the space for you. So go to TriangleNCCommercial.com and find out more with the Donnelly team, Brian and Julie, over at Keller Williams Commercial. All right, let's get out of here on some Hey Joe. It's funny. Most of our stuff to the OG Sports Phone has been related to the top losses. I think there was not a lot of arguing about the Mount Rushmore of quarterbacks. I think you could quibble with maybe Marquise Williams. You could quibble with Russell Wilson, maybe. But I think ultimately people kind of came around to the idea that, no, your 4 were good. However, most of the stuff we've been getting to the Sports Phone has been related to the losses now.
919-444-2211. Call the OG Sports Phone and curse or don't.
Of course, Sports Phone is brought to you by Nature's Relief. You can hit them up at naturesreliefhempstore.com. I actually got to drop on by the Glenwood Avenue location, the Holly Ridge Shopping Center, because I am out of my sleep gummies. Need those. Definitely need those. So hit them up, naturesreliefhempstore.com, and they deliver. But yeah, I just got this incredibly long text from a 336 arguing with you about 2016 UNC.
You're really going to enjoy Wednesday's episode. That's all I could really say about this. I don't think we've finalized our top 10. I just know there's going to be so many that don't make the top 10, including Kyle Bambard's kick, that when I said that to a room full of 20-year-olds who at the time were like 9, like that was like wounding them. They're like, no, there's no way. But that was the worst loss of my whole life. And I'm like, okay, but we have a whole 25 years here to pick from.
I got a call at 8:46 this morning. That's 2 minutes long from a 919 calling about the losses. I got a full 3 minute, because again, Google Voice only allows you to do 3 minutes of voicemail. Transcript isn't available, but my guess is somebody called at 10:15 to really go through it with some of these losses. That's again a 3 minute call.
And you and I are going to still have to agree on a definition of a loss for the number 1 spot, even though I don't know, man. Okay. I don't know. That would be very on brand for us if the number 1 loss wasn't technically a loss.
Yeah.
So I could see us radioing that up.
Perhaps.
But I don't know. There's so many choices. Duke, Carolina State. We're talking football, baseball, men's basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We got a text from a 919. 2 things from a 919. One was classic ESPN this morning, having to put your nuts on the table with a take after a game like that. This was in relation to the Oilers winning in overtime, 5-4 over the Panthers, and it was a Mark Messier clip. McDavid and Draisaitl are the 2 best players of their generation, because again, we can't talk about the game.
Right.
We have to blow it up even bigger. Who's the face of the league? It's this, and that. But he did follow up. I'm assuming it's a he. Apologies. They followed up, 919. With a Zach Lowe show transcript where they're describing a player as an MFer. Seems to be picking up pace.
Yeah, we should have copyrighted that.
A very, very good point. I've actually been, maybe I'll send it to Dane today. I've been meaning to take that clip from the After Dark, where you're, because again, we still have, do you think Florida's going to finally win this thing? After the Oilers got him in overtime, and then it was followed up with, oh, look at that, the Panthers.
Brad Marchand again.
Right.
Right. Holy smokes. They're going to have a hard time naming the Conn Smythe, because Bennett and Marchand both deserve it.
Here's the curiosity that I have, and we'll have time to talk about this once we get into the thick of free agency. Sam Bennett and Brad Marchand are going to get paid, especially Bennett.
Where do you think Marchand goes? He's 37.
But are they going to
win the cup again?
I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up taking some sort of hometown discount in Florida.
That's what I'm saying. Like, where do you go?
Now, Bennett's
you just
the
want
question.
to win, right?
Bennett's the question. Who's going to overpay for Bennett?
Why is it overpaying, though?
Because we talked about this with Maniscalco during the...
Right. Luke and Mike have very specific thoughts on this.
Very specific thoughts, and ones that I agree with, in that you get to a point when what would be his 3rd contract, you're never going to get that return. Now... What's
He's 28 years old. He's not 36.
I understand that. Meanwhile, you got Mitch Marner, who we've seen reports that the Canes are preparing a massive offer for him, but we're getting word from the Elliot Friedmans of the world that Marner seems more inclined to go to the Western Conference just for a complete reset to get away from Toronto and everything else.
Yeah. Wow. We're to hockey right now.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
But it's just one of those things where I'm looking at how Florida has done this. The bill comes due for these teams is what I'm getting at.
Sure. If I'm the Canes, I'm playing this thing a little bit closer to the vest, by the way, because you don't want to make it seem like you were desperate for Marner and he rejected you. Now all of a sudden you're back into that. Nobody wants to come here and play here. I would be more selective if I were the Canes about what they do. We can talk more about Marner when or if he signs, where he signs, but I don't think he is the magic bullet upgrade that's going to help the Carolina Hurricanes. I don't.
Okay.
And I disagree with Mike and Luke about Sam Bennett. I get their concerns, and one of their concerns is, well, he's not as productive during the regular season. To which I throw up my arms and go.
And who? Yeah. And what has been the Canes' problem?
The Canes can be productive during the regular season. They got plenty of guys who can do that.
That's where I will be. That's where I will agree with you. That's where I will agree with you. I'm not too concerned with regular season production. That is not the Canes' problem. It's postseason production that continues to vex the Canes. You got to get that dude, which of course also comes back down to, can one of those dudes be like that with the Carolina Hurricanes? They're convinced they can. We shall see. We shall see. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for today's show. We'll catch up with Matt Brown later on in the week. Remember, during the summer, Tuesdays, no show. We'll be back with a brief history of Triangle Good.
Now, these are the losses that are not in the top 10. Are not. So that's going to give you an idea of how tough the top 10 actually is.
Yes.
And when you think about it from our perspective, stakes have to matter.
Yes.
They have to.
We're going to try to link up with Marquise Williams this week as well for Wednesday's show. Last week we had a little miscommunication about when to come on. So hopefully this week we'll get him on because he might show up. His team might show up in the all-time losses.
Gosh. That's what I'm saying. Like, how is that not on there?
Hold up. 2015 ACC championship did not enter your radar?
No. It's on the radar.
It's on the radar. Okay, I'm just making sure.
There's definitely one UNC football loss on the list.
Yeah.
It's not that one,
buddy. All right. Well, guess we'll find out Wednesday.
And he wasn't the quarterback.
I guess we'll find out Wednesday. We'll see you then.